Hello everybody, it's Molly with Southern Vivant. And those of you who've been following along might know that I made an admission on my personal Facebook page, which is the source of some embarrassment, that I don't cook a lot of Southern food, or I don't know how to. A lot of this is because my mom didn't cook it when we were growing up, and then her mother didn't cook it growing up, and there's this whole thing about how a lot of times people lost their food ways at that point in time. It's a very academic conversation, and we'll get into that at a later time. But all that to say, I had so many amazing suggestions from all y'all about what I should be tackling, because I am going to be trying to cook these dishes myself. A lot of these I've never cooked before, and so I put out a poll to my audience, to all of you, about what I should try first. And the choices were, for the first round, fried chicken or butter beans. And as you can tell by some of this, fried chicken won out. So from all the research I have done, it's relatively simple to do. You have your cooking grease in a cast iron skillet. You take your flour, your pepper, your salt, you put it in a paper bag, shake the chicken up in it, and then fry it until it's ready. And quite frankly, if it's that simple, I'm wondering, why have I not been doing this sooner? Why is my last memory of my mother doing it when I was maybe 10 years old? And why am I paying so many fast food restaurants to do it for me when I can do it probably a whole lot cheaper at home? I have no good answers, but I'm going to attempt to do this myself, and I don't want to bore all of y'all, so I'm going to be doing a time-lapse video to show you the details. Coming up next. Okay, so I had filmed an after video, but I was so flustered from having to prevent my boyfriend's house from catching fire. Not literally, but I did almost set off the smoke alarm because I apparently, as I learned in the moment, didn't know how to turn on the exhaust fan. So I trashed that part of the video, and I am recording again to debrief just how making the fried chicken went. Number one, I did not use enough Crisco. I somehow missed how much to use, and honestly, I have a hard time following directions as it is to the T, because I'm just used to modifying recipes like any good Southern cook does. But I also don't use a lot of grease or Crisco in my cooking. Actually, I've never used Crisco before, but I don't use a lot of cooking oil to begin with because I'm so health conscious with my cooking, and I'm realizing that you just cannot be afraid of that when you're frying anything. Also, I bought the wrong kind of chicken. This is gonna sound really ridiculous, and I've done a lot of ridiculous stuff on camera before. This is gonna be probably the most ridiculous thing to admit to, especially when I say it out loud. But the directions just said buy a whole chicken. I didn't really know what that meant. Does it mean a literal whole chicken that I have to cut apart? I'm not a butcher. And I don't remember my mom doing that when she'd make fried chicken, which I only remember happening once. But I just didn't really pay a part of that. So I got cut chicken without even thinking about I needed chicken with skin on it to actually have fried chicken. Yeah. So in my defense, I did successfully make a lasagna for my sister-in-law's family just prior to making the chicken. Also, I think I was really nervous using my boyfriend's kitchen by myself for the first time and videotaping myself doing it. Usually when I cook, I can just relax. That wasn't happening this time. I also had just, his teenage daughter and her friends had come in just beforehand. And so I was kind of chatting with them, and yeah, anyways. So next go around, I think I might just get Seven to come and help me videotape.
so that I can just concentrate on the actual cooking part myself, and maybe I won't get terrible looking video. I'm also looking through my notes that say all this, because I want to make sure I hit everything. But yeah, whoops. And I'll try to actually follow directions the way I'm supposed to. All that said, you may have noticed that I had the book, The Cooking Gene, in the foreground. I got to meet the author Michael Twitty when he was in Macon a few years ago, and I also follow him on social media. His book, and I'm going to quote the website, is about how Southern food is integral to the American culinary tradition. Yet the question of who owns it is one of the most provocative touch points in our ongoing struggles over race. In this unique memoir, culinary historian Michael W. Twitty takes readers to the white-hot center of this fight, tracing the roots of his family and the charged politics surrounding the origins of soul food, barbecue, and all Southern cuisine. And I think for me, as I go on this journey of cooking Southern food, it's really important to acknowledge that this is a conversation that we need to have. So don't give up on me just yet. The next round will be chicken and dumplings. All the recipes I found also say whole chicken. I can't imagine that I need chicken with a skin for chicken and dumplings, but who knows? I'll get some clarification. Probably won't happen this weekend because it's Valentine's weekend. And so we are cooking dinner for our family. My boyfriend and I are. But it's probably not going to be chicken and dumplings. I'm looking at doing mascarpone mashed potatoes, which I feel pretty good about doing, believe it or not. And I don't know what kind of meat we're cooking yet because he hasn't decided yet. He's more of a last minute person. I'm learning that that's not necessarily always a bad thing because he got my Christmas presents last minute and did a really good job with that. So I am learning to let go a little bit along those lines. But be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to keep doing this project. If nothing else, I'm sure more hilarity will happen. Hopefully you won't have to watch me like waving stuff around as I frantically make sure I'm not lighting anything on fire, or at least not setting off the smoke alarms. But hey, if nothing else, if you guys laugh, I'm good with that too. So I hope y'all all have a fantastic rest of your evening or day or whatever it is you're watching this. And hopefully this next time around, I'll be able to have Seven help me out so I don't have really, really terrible looking video, if nothing else. Bye.